going to do it for her too. And I'm going to ask the same question I asked last week. You young people, how many of you can't wait till you're grown up so you can do whatever you want to do? I see one hand. Scott, you way too old. All right, how many of you adults wish you was a teenager again? That's what I figured. Take yourself back to when times were more simpler. Back before the internet, PlayStation, Nintendo, before you had cell phones, CDs, DVDs, voicemail, and emails. When you played hide and seek until dark, you played kickball and dodgeball until the first, second, and then you waited till the third street light would come on. Your parents stood on the porch and yelled or whistled for you to come in. They didn't page you, they didn't call you on the cell phone. You'd lay on your back on the ground and look at shapes in the clouds. You had endless summer days and hot summer nights with no air conditioning, and you slept with the windows open at night, and you went to sleep listening to the sound of crickets. You'd run through the sprinkler in the front yard in the summer. Cereal boxes had the best surprise of all in them. You'd beg Mom and Daddy for a cereal that you didn't eat just to get the surprise. Cracker Jack boxes had the same thing. You had bedtime prayers and goodnight kisses. You'd climb trees. You'd swing as high as you could in the long swings trying to reach all the way up to the sky. You'd be up at the crack of dawn, eat breakfast, go outside, and you wouldn't come back in till you couldn't see no more. You'd run around barefooted at the grandparents' house, trying not to step in the chicken poop. When you walked in at Grandma's, she'd have food waiting on you. You'd have a million mosquito bites and sticky fingers. You'd laugh so hard your stomach would hurt. You'd be so tired from playing that you didn't know what to do. Work meant taking out the garbage, cutting the grass, washing the car, or doing the dishes. Kool-Aid was the drink of the summer. So was a swig from the hose pipe. You'd put a piece of cardboard on your bicycle so it hit the spokes when you rode down the road. A quarter seemed like a fair allowance, and another quarter was a miracle. When any parent could discipline any kid, or feed him, or use him to carry the groceries, and nobody, not even the kid, thought anything of it. Your parents took you to the cafeteria, and it was a real treat. When being sent to the principal's office was nothing compared to the fate that you awaited when you got home. We were in fear for our lives, but it wasn't because of shootings, drugs, or gangs. We simply didn't want our parents to be mad at us. The worst thing you could catch from the opposite sex was cooties. No one was prettier than Mama, and water balloons were the ultimate weapon. As I sat there the other week and went over that, I thought back to when me and Justin was kids. I told Mikayla the other day, down there where Mom and Daddy's got everything cleared off now, it was nothing but woods. You couldn't see through a tree. And I said, we had bicycle trails all through there. You look back, the older you get, you look back on them things and realize things were a whole lot simpler then. Even 30 years ago, you know, not just with being a kid, but the world itself was a simpler time. Everybody's put God to the side and forgot about him. And those times there, when I thought about it, I realized how much more simpler things were then. Brother Dan, will you pray for us?